Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a flip through for you today. I'm going to be flipping through this little mini pocket Bible from Bythewell4God. This is the one that coordinated with the September kit. It was called Take Heed. And I have a process video showing how I covered this Bible, but I've had multiple requests about these Bibles after I have covered them up, or, after I have covered them. So this is what it looks like after I have done all the cards that I'm going to do in here. I do have a few cards left over that I didn't use, but what I kind of do, one of the things that I do anyway for these pocket Bibles is kind of keep them to a specific idea. So this particular little Bible is from a church meeting that we went to in September, and I took some of the sermon notes and I created cards for them, and I put them in this little Bible. So this has all of the notes from that church meeting in it, and well, some of the notes, but anyway, and so another option, to do this is you could do your sermon notes. I have another one that I'm working on right now that is actually kind of a topical study, and it's based off of a sermon that was given actually by my husband recently, and he was talking about mercy. And so I'm going through and writing out the notes from that, and all of the scriptures and stuff that he used. So that Bible will be all about mercy. I'll show you that one when I have it done, but those are just a couple of the ideas. You could do one kind of, with scriptures about encouragement. You could do one that, coordinates with the devotional. There's a lot of ideas. If you have like somebody specific in mind, you could kind of tailor verses for them, or prayers that, you've kind of prayed over them. There's just a lot of ideas. I really like these little mini Bibles. So I will stop yapping about them and just go ahead and show you what I created for this little one. So in the front, I just kind of wrote, where these notes came from. And then there were several, verses that were from the Old Testament when the ministers were preaching. And so I still went ahead and created cards for those. I just have them tucked in the beginning at the front of this, because these little pocket Bibles are only the New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs. So for anyone that came up that was just Old Testament, I just have those kind of tucked here in the beginning. So this one is one of the first ones. This one was from that one's from 2nd Chronicles here. This one was from Isaiah 2. This one was Isaiah 4 and 2. This one was Isaiah 40 and 12. This one is Isaiah 61, 3. And you can see I just have them all kind of tucked in there. And then this one was actually, the pastor that was referring to Nehemiah, and he was talking about being careful how you build. And so I went through and just kind of wrote down the points that he gave and just referenced Nehemiah, because it was too hard to try to do all of that on one. And then, here I just used the kit stamp, and then a little Dymo embossing label maker here to decorate the card. The cards are decorated basically with the things that were left over from the kit. As I'm working through the devotional kit, I save all the little bits and pieces, little offcuts, anything, because they work perfectly on these little tiny cards. And then of course, when you get the kit, you have kit stickers and stuff as well, that are sized, for these cards, so that I have no shortage of things to kind of decorate with these. And so then they will all kind of coordinate. So, and then this was that September time frame as well. So this one is in Matthew. It was talking about the good fruit. This was in Matthew 7:16. Again, this is just one piece of the pattern paper that was left over, and then my Dymo label maker. And then I tried to, on these cards, kind of pull a word or whatever from the verse that's kind of encapsulating the idea of what they were talking about. And then I have my notes and the scripture on the back. Here, this is just little scraps of paper, a little scrap of one of the labels. I use the tile alphas here, and then I have these are the little stickers that came with the Bible journaling, the mini Bible journaling kit. They're sized to match on these cards. That was in John. This one is in Romans 8:28. I have some of the pattern paper down here. I added just a little bit of hymnal paper. And then these are stickers actually that were left over from the devotional kit, and again with the tile alphas. And then in here, I just always kind of highlight where that is. Here is another one. This is Romans 12:2. This was one of the ephemera pieces from the kit that I didn't use. I have a little washi strip here, and then some paper down there at the bottom. This one actually had some fabric. This was fabric that I had left over from the kit, I believe. And then I have a label here, one of the kit stickers. This was 1 Corinthians 2:9. And then this was actually, this part was was actually the bow clip that came with the devotional kit. And then I just layered that with some pattern paper. I just kind of trimmed it down to fit. This is one of the little stickers that came as a goodie with the kit. And then this is in 1 Corinthians 5:11. So they don't have to be super, you know, fancy. This one's really simple. This was just one of the faux washi strips, a little bit of the pattern paper, and then just some script writing. This one was so good. The man that was talking about how whenever an athletic team like wins a game or whatever against another school, they get to keep their pennant or their banner. And so he was talking about how they, you know, in a gymnasium, they'll have all of those banners kind of displayed showing all of the victories that they have done. And then he brought that around to that, you know, the Lord's banner over us is love. And I just thought it was a really interesting picture. Of course, he explained it much better than I am, but that's what that card was. So I just made that really big. That was just a really impactful thing for me that day. This one is just some pattern pieces, pattern paper. This is actually the backside of one of the journaling cards from the devotional. They had the paint chip ones. This is just the backside of that. And then I added some pieces that coordinated. This is the little sticker from the mini Bible kit. This was in 2 Corinthians 11. This one is in Ephesians 4:1 and 2. This is just some pattern paper. I used some of the stamps that coordinated with that kit. These are stickers from the mini Bible. This is actually some washi that I had, and I just it was kind of like black and white. Well, not exactly white, but anyway, I just layered that over some pattern paper, and then to kind of give it that pinkish background, and then I stuck that on there as well. So I just kind of created my own little background papers for that one. And then this is also in Ephesians 4, but this is verse 29. Again, little piece of pattern paper and a sticker and a label. They don't really have to be, you know, super extravagant, really. And I try to keep mine as thin as possible because these little Bibles do get pretty chunky pretty fast. So again, here is a piece, an ephemera piece, and then this is just a strip of the pattern paper that I had left over, and then one of the little stickers from the Bible journaling, the mini pocket Bible kit, and that was Ephesians 5:15. And then here is actually a piece of fabric that I had left over. The kit, I had fabric from the devotional, and then I had fabric from wrapping the Bible and stuff. And so I have different fabrics that I use, but this is a leftover piece here. This was one of the clear stickers, and again with the tile alphas in here. And then you'll see, again, this is fabric. This actually matches the cover here. And then I just did a little bit of stamping and just left it really simple because this fabric is so beautiful. So it didn't really need a lot done to it, in my opinion. So I just left that as kind of the focus there. That was in Titus. And then this one, again, is just pattern paper and an ephemera piece from the devotional kit. This is in James 2, talking about mercy. This is more pattern paper, and then the stamp that, one of the stamp sets that coordinated with the devotional. One of the labels from the devotional kit, and this is in James 3:13, talking about wisdom. And then again, I use that same rose to create kind of my own background paper, a little scrap of the pattern paper. And literally these are just like the offcuts from when I worked through the devotional kit. And so, but they end up being just perfect for these little cards. And then again, this is one of those faux washi strips here. And then I did the label kind of the long ways here. And again, I used those tile alphas on there. And this is in Jude. And then getting into the Psalms here, I just kept this one really simple. I used the stamps that coordinated, and then just a little tiny strip of pattern paper. And then this was in Psalm 34. This was actually kind of referring to the whole, like, first 9 verses of that chapter. This one was Psalm 42. And I had created a little pocket, like a coin pocket out of like some coffee dyed paper. And I didn't stamp it very well. And so I ended up just kind of tearing out the section, and then I just layered that with a bunch of different things. This is actually some like cardboard, corrugated cardboard that was actually the back of a coffee sleeve. But it just kind of had this orange cast to it, so I just thought it worked well with that. And then my Dymo label maker there, again, that's Psalm 42:11. And then the last one, I think this is the last one, yeah, is again some of that corrugated cardboard, and then this is just a scrap of pattern paper. Again, there's that washi tape that this time I did it over like a cream colored background paper. And then these are the stickers that you can get that coordinate, that actually come with the little mini pocket Bible. And this is Psalm 149:4. So that's kind of how I worked through this one. I may go back and create a closure for this. I haven't quite decided. Maybe some seam binding or something just to kind of keep it closed, because as you can see, you know, they do get kind of chunky. But then again, you can always, you know, once you fill it up, you can always pull out the cards and just start over too. That's always an option as well. So I just want to show you how I work through them. This was just one idea. I hope that you found it helpful. If you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.